Hey guys, Nick Pellegrino here outside our restaurant Mange in Nashville. We're back for another episode of Making an Italian. Quick, easy, affordable, delicious recipes for you when you think you got nothing to cook. Come on, let's check it out. So let's talk about what we're doing today. We are going to take a delicious pork loin. Now you're going to find these in the grocery store and maybe you'll walk past it. It looks big, it looks a little expensive. This loin right here costs about $15. Now we try to keep it around $10 to feed the family. I'm going to show you how to take this loin, make 2 meals, maybe 3 meals if you got a smaller family, all under $10, maybe around $11 if we get crazy. Real simple stuff. So let's take a look at our ingredients today. Today we've basically got 2 ingredients. We have this honey fig spread that I found in my fridge. I love this stuff, it's delicious. Talk about Italian, I mean figs are like the quintessential Italian fruit that grows on these little fig trees. When I was a kid growing up in Staten Island, I used to see in the wintertime these poles basically on people's lawns wrapped in a tarp with a bucket on top, and I was like, what is that? Oh, that's Mr. Antonelli's fig tree. He's covering it for the winter so he's got fresh figs when it comes in the spring. Figs are my favorite fruit. I love figs. So this is something really cool that I had in my fridge. If you've got some kind of fruit spread, you could always substitute it. If you have apricots, cherries are great. The great thing about pork is it really pairs wonderfully with a sweet. So if you've got apples, if you have an apple butter in there, even a pumpkin butter if you got left over from Thanksgiving in the fridge, dig in there and look for stuff that you might not have thought you would use for something else. So that, and then we've got some balsamic vinegar here, a little bit of sea salt, some black pepper, all simple stuff, again, that you may already have in the house. So here's how we're gonna break this thing down and get 2 meals out of it. Right now, this is a pretty big pork loin. You gotta take a family of 4 or 6 or even 8. You're probably not gonna eat that whole thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice it right down the middle. Let's get it on our board here. And I'm gonna take this part over here. It's going to be a little darker, it's going to have a higher fat content. That means it's going to be juicier. Now if it comes out and it's still a little pink, do not get nervous. That's safe, it's beautiful, it's a delicious part of the loin. Do not be afraid of the pink, kids. So here we go. This right here, I'm going to turn this to a bunch of pork chops that you could put in the fridge, maybe freeze for a later time, and that is going to be another 1 or 2 meals that we can get out of this baby. Now I like to cut them about that thick. These are great. Throw these on the grill, a little salt and pepper. If you've got a little seasoning rub you want to throw on them, you could do that as well. Okay, let's take these guys, get a Ziploc bag, and portion them out. There's 6 of you, put 6 in each bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here you go. There's 6 in this bag right here. Let's get another bag, put another 6. So I've even beat my own expectations. I got 3 meals out of this baby. So this one right here, these are a little smaller, so let's put 7 in that bag. So there you go, $15 pork loin. I've already got 3 meals out of that $15 pork loin. What is better than that? I'm just telling you. So here's the deal with freezing things. If this meat has not been frozen, you can throw it in the freezer right now. If it's already been frozen, if you bought it frozen and you defrosted it, I won't suggest putting it in the freezer again. When you refreeze things, it breaks down the cell wall, there's more liquid in it, and you also have the opportunity to be refreezing bacteria that's formed on the meat as well. So I don't recommend refreezing things, but right now this is fresh. You can freeze these guys or just throw them in the fridge. It'll last about a week in your fridge before you're ready to throw it up on the grill or whatever you're gonna do with it. You might want to bread them and fry them up in the pan. Whatever you're gonna do, these are 2 meals that we're gonna save for later. All right, ready? All right. Okay, so our hands are all washed. We're ready to work with this pork here. So let me tell you, I don't wear gloves when I'm doing this show, and here's why. I'm the only guy eating this stuff. I've got gloves on all the time in the restaurant. Any food that goes out of here, my bare hands have never touched, I promise you. Totally sanitized. My new cologne is Clorox. It's so sexy. Okay, let's talk about this. So we've got this honey fig butter that we found in the fridge. We're gonna put that in a bowl, get a couple of spoonfuls of it, and we're gonna create a delicious glaze for this pork. Now this has already got a sweet element to it. It's got those figs in there. Like I said, you can use any kind of preserves that you've got in there. If you've got some orange marmalade, that's really great. Peaches, whatever you like, whatever you've got. Just see what you got. I'm gonna pour a little bit of balsamic vinegar in there, and then we're gonna mix that all together. Now that balsamic is gonna give it a little acidity, and it's gonna work its way down into that pork and really, really get that flavor in there. And the rest of it is just gonna act as a delicious sweet glaze on the outside. Okay, so get yourself a sheet pan. Here's the thing with this dish. You can get this on a sheet pan by itself, or you can get some great root vegetables. Get some carrots, onions, potatoes, throw them right on the dish with the pork. It's gonna cook, all that fat is gonna come out of the pork and into those veggies. They'll all cook it around the same time. So this is really like a one dish meal that you can pop in there. And you probably got some potatoes and onions and carrots hanging out in the house. So let's get this loin over here on our pan. I sprayed a little bit of nonstick spray on the pan. If you don't have that, put a little oil down, that's fine as well. And then I'm also gonna take a little bit of this glaze here and I'm gonna put it aside because I wanna brush this on again after it comes out of the oven. So I want to reserve a little bit of this so it doesn't have any of that raw pork on it. So first thing we do, we're going to get some sea salt on here. We're going to generously salt that baby, front and back. Okay, and then we're going to get some black pepper, salt and pepper. And then we're going to take our glaze. And we're going to put this baby on here. I've already got my oven heating up. It's 375 degrees. Get it nice and hot before you put it in there. If you don't have a sheet pan, you can do it in a baking dish if you want. Just improvise. Use what you got. That's all this is about. Use what you got and make the best of it. Now look at that. I mean, that just looks great already. And the smell here is just amazing. I'm a little biased because figs are my favorite fruit, and we're generously on there. Leave the fat side up. All that fat's going to melt down into that meat and just make it even more delicious. Okay, let's get this in our oven, 375 degree oven. It's going to cook for about 50 minutes. The internal temperature should be about 150 to 160 degrees. Let's get it in the oven. All right, there you go. We're going to check in at about 40 minutes. Just to make sure we haven't gone too far with it. We don't want it to be dry. We want it to be just right. So be patient. It takes a little bit of patience. A little bit of patience. A little bit. Okay, so we're about 40 minutes into the cooking time. Let's take a look and see where we are temperature-wise. How much longer we got? Let's check it out. Okay. Oh man, look at that. That's looking good. Look at the way all the sugars from the preserves are caramelizing on there. I'm going to take it out when it gets to about 147, maybe 47.2, maybe 0.1, 47.1, 0.3. Changed my mind. All right, 137. We'll come back in about 10 minutes and check it. We should be just perfect. Stick around. Okay, so remember when we put the glaze on it before it went in the oven, we saved a little bit on the outside just to put on at the end. So let's get that on here again right now. And this is just, oh man, it smells so good. Look at that baby. Just more of that flavor going on there right before we slice it. And it is gonna rock your world, kids. So good. Okay, let's talk about slicing. I slice it with my chef knife. If you can work this knife, you can use this knife for just about anything in the kitchen. If you have a slicer, use a slicer. Don't use this knife. This is a serrated knife. If you use this knife, you're stupid. And I'll tell you why. You're gonna destroy that beautiful piece of meat. You're just gonna shred it up. This is made for cutting bread, maybe some fruits or vegetables that have a hard outside skin, a little harder to get through with a knife. Just use that serrated knife. Wipe that off there. And let's get in here, kids, and see what we got. Oh, that looks perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, my favorite part of the loin is this back here. I love this, so that's where I'm gonna cut myself a little piece and take a nice little taste. Let's see what we got. See that glaze on there? Oh man. That is so good. The sweetness and the savory of the pork together, it's just perfection. I love it. And again, if you don't have that fig preserve, whatever preserve you got in the house, whatever you got to do to make it work, make it work. And hey, you know what? You can use the same glaze on chicken if you want. If you're not a fan of pork, use it on chicken. It'd be just as good on chicken. So let's slice it up, get it on a plate, bring it over to the family. Now look at that. That is just a beautiful, beautiful dish. Again, if you got those root vegetables and you want to cook them with it, just lay those on the side. You got dinner for the whole family. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got about 14 servings out of this one half a pork loin. So if you break that down, $15, that's like $2 a person. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy value for something that maybe we normally would walk past in the supermarket. And again, we'll just recap, get those honey fig preserves sitting in the back of the fridge, half of them gone, you don't know what to do with it. Balsamic, mostly everybody has some balsamic vinegar in the pantry. Use those simple things. These are great recipes for you guys to use right now. It's a crazy time, everybody's in the house. Use what you got in the house. If you have to go out and you have to grab something that maybe nobody else is looking for, and you will never be disappointed. So that's Making It Italian. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you guys. I love all of the comments that we're getting and the photographs. We're gonna do something really fun next time we shoot a recipe. I want you to send me a picture of your pantry. I've gotten a couple of them so far. It's really, really cool stuff. I'm gonna pick one lucky winner. I'm gonna take the stuff that's in their pantry. I'm gonna get the same exact ingredients. I'm gonna prepare a dish for you out of what you've got in your pantry. So thanks again, guys. And also check it out. We've got a new YouTube channel getting ready to launch any day now. We're gonna get it up, Making It Italian with Chef Nick. Check it out. We'll put a link here. Thanks again, guys. Remember to support those local places. They need it more than you could ever imagine. Cent'anni.